My name is Nosa. I am a producer, sound engineer, and a songwriter. I work with up-and-coming artists, label artists, just to create music, and sometimes also do stuff for film and adverts and stuff. So yeah.
When did you realise that producing music is what you wanted to do?
I think it was definitely right at the end of sixth form. I was doing something completely different. I was doing like maths and chemistry and all that stuff, and I never knew what it felt like to actually enjoy stuff that you went to school to do. I never did music when I was a kid, so I went to my friend's house and he had a keyboard and I started playing, and he was amazed. I was like, "Oh, dude, you can play!" And from that point, I really thought like, "Wow, I'm gonna try and learn more about this and like see what it could be."
Cool.
Yeah.
What has been your proudest moment so far?
Proudest moment so far would be probably 2 weeks ago. I signed my first publishing deal 2 weeks ago, which is pretty cool.
Very cool. And how did you get to where you are now?
Well, it was interesting because I used to work. I had my first studio was in this building called the Chocolate Factory in Wood Green, and there's a lot of other studio spaces in there where it's a bunch of really cool musicians. Like I said, Labyrinth was downstairs. What's her name? Ellie Golden's studio used to be there, and like there was like a big community of different people in there. And so when I came in, I was like fresh new kid on the block. So what I used to do, I just used to open my door and like crank my music super loud.
Oh,
and then people
one of those annoying people.
Yeah, so people walking past, and eventually a really cool guy who's turned out to be a friend of mine, he just like came in and was like, "I really like your stuff. What do you do?" And just from there built a relationship and then started working on little projects that went on to be bigger projects and bigger projects then.
That's really cool.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing real fine. About to chill on mine.
And what would you say that your sound has like changed or like evolved?
Definitely. I think this happens to a lot of producers. Coming up, you have your own. I am so different. You want to do that. You want it, which is a good thing. But the thing is, when something I've learned because I make music, I want that music to be successful on radio. It has to be successful on Spotify and stuff. So that has to have some kind of sellability to it. When I mean sellability is like a selling factor, something that other people can understand. So if you make music that's very, very like too exclusive, it sounds really. People can't catch it easily, and that's not going to help anyone because you can enjoy it, but like you're trying to make music for like millions of people, you know. So you have to find a way to connect easily, and like as a producer, because I work with so many different artists, I find the way I do that is delving myself into the style of the artist. So before, whenever I made music for anyone, it would sound exactly like me, but like now when I make music for other artists, it sounds like me but with a lot more from them because they are the artists. They're the ones who can sing it. I'm literally in the background. So, yeah,
do you ever feel like you need to put your foot down there? Because if somebody's like, I really want it to be this way, and you're like, that doesn't sound that good. That's
the joy and the annoying part of being a producer. You have to like judge when is the right time to be like, no, that's stupid, or I see where you're going with this, or I see where you're going with this, but it's not going to work for what we're doing. You understand it? So I think those little things, no one teaches you how to do those. I think that's definitely more of the more sessions you do, the more comfortable you feel, and like the more confident to make decisions based off of past knowledge and like your experience. So I think every now and again you have to be like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Maybe dark skin, light skin like Rita, black Nike boots with a white feeder, and I kinda like it, but
what keeps you going?
Keeps me going right now, or it's gonna always keep me going, I guess, is it's just to provide. I know it sounds really weird. I want to provide for like the most important people in my life, and like I was lucky enough to, when I went to uni, I did audio engineering and sound design and music tech and all that kind of stuff. I did that at uni, and my parents paid for the whole thing, you know, and it was great. I had like that, and they've just been so supportive. Like coming from the kind of family I could, like all my brothers and sisters are doctors, engineers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did your Nigerian parents react to this career?
You've got that whole background of that whole thing, and then so when I told my parents I wanted to do music, it was just like this whole crazy thing. Even though they didn't understand it, but they saw that there was a passion there, and I think they supported me just because of me, not because they were like, oh yeah, he's gonna be, and like that's the main thing for me now. I mean, I think eventually it will change to just like striving. So obviously, I strive to be the best anyway. But like I think for now, because it's so close to me, so all I can think of is like, wow, man, that's such an amazing sacrifice that they made. So my biggest aim now is just like get them comfortable, get my family and my loved ones as comfortable as possible, work as hard as possible, and then strive to be as good a producer as I can be.
And what advice would you give to people who are just starting out?
I would say definitely you just be ready for loads of no's, loads of like people telling you no, loads of people telling you that sounds really bad, like it's gonna sound really bad at the start. Like just be ready for your music to sound horrible at the start. But the thing is, you won't realize it. You won't realize it sounds horrible unless when people tell you. Like when you're making it, wow, this is amazing. I'm gonna be so rich soon. But that's because you're in your little bubble. But like, just those are the good times because that's how you hone your craft. So I think knowing you're gonna have to spend loads of time trying to get better.
What advice would you give to your younger self?
I would tell myself to spend more time. There's loads of times looking back. I know, yeah, you're a child. Yeah, you're meant to have a childhood and everything. But like, I could have spent all that time like just diving into the computer and like going crazy on the keyboard, like learning everything.
So you wish you worked harder then?
Yeah. No, definitely. I wish I worked harder because you think back and you're like, wow, man, I just messed around doing nothing. But like, so it's all hindsight. But I think even with hindsight, I still would have told myself like, nah, sit down and like, because there's a lot of people who started a lot earlier and like they've got the leg up because like it takes a long time to master something. So if you start earlier, you can be more successful earlier. But like I'm just making up for all that stuff now. So that's why I don't sleep. Yep, I'm ready for it.
Have you ever had to sleep in here?
It's a sofa bed you're sitting on now.
Oh really? Well, there you go.
Hella comfortable.
A hard worker. Thank you so much, Nosa.
No problem.